Tyson Lewis, congratulations on getting drafted. Second round to the Reds from Omaha, Nebraska, going to the major leagues. How special of a moment was that for you on draft day?
It was surreal. Like, I'll never forget that moment, hearing your name called, like being with my family, sharing that moment with them. It was honestly just like a testament, like all the hard work kind of just paying off a little bit, and it's just gonna be awesome, take that next step and kind of get the career going. So it's really special, and I'm really excited.
Take me back to your childhood, young Tyson Lewis. Where did the love for baseball come from?
Like my dad was a huge piece of that. He played baseball growing up, and he played professionally a little bit. And honestly, growing up playing t-ball, he's always been my coach, and we've always had like a bat and a ball around the house. So like growing up, we always play that. Me and my brother, we always had baseball games on at the house. And yeah, I mean, it's always my favorite sport, and I've played it since I was literally like 4 or 5 years old. So it's really special.
Yeah, when did that grind start for you, where you realized, okay, I can start making something out of baseball and really take this seriously?
I was probably like 10, 11-ish. Like my older brother committed to the University of Nebraska, and that was kind of the moment for me. I was like, you can do this, like you can go play college baseball or even professionally. So yeah, I was probably like 10 or 11 when I started realizing, baseball is probably the brightest future for me. And yeah, that's when I decided to kind of lock in and put all my effort into playing baseball.
Your first 2 years of high school were at UTAN. Take me back to that experience for you and just your first 2 years playing baseball in high school.
Yeah, so UTAN, super small town, the like Class C baseball, it's a little different for sure, but yeah, I mean, I loved it playing with my buddies. I grown up with them playing forever, so yeah, it was really special, and yeah, I love playing there, so it was a lot of fun.
Would you ever believe you'd be at draft night hearing your name called back in freshman year?
Freshman year, no shot. Had no thought whatsoever that I'd get drafted out of high school, and it's honestly been a whirlwind. It came on really fast, and it's still kind of shocking for sure.
So you transferred to Millard West and joined that Wildcat program, which obviously is a huge legacy of baseball.
Yeah.
Where did that transition happen for you, and why'd you make the choice to transfer to Millard West?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest reason, honestly, like Class A baseball, like the competition, like me, I wanted to play college baseball. That was huge for me, and Millard West was obviously, like, I think it's the best program in the state, obviously, and you play a lot better competition. That was just honestly the biggest thing for me, was like Millard West always has a target on your back. And so we're always going to get everybody's best, and that was why I made the move, just the competition and kind of develop my game that way.
What do you feel like you developed most in through that time?
Like just the speed of the game is faster in Class A for sure. Like we face a lot better competition, pitching wise especially, and I think my hit tool developed a lot. Facing a lot more Division I college commits, and that was huge for me. And I think another thing, honestly, like I kind of grew a little bit socially, kind of like the leadership role kind of grew a little bit at Millard West, and that was like the jump from junior to senior year. I think especially the like being vocal, being a leader on the field was huge for me.
So where'd you start getting your first looks from scouts and recruiters?
So that junior summer, last summer, I went to area codes. I did Team USA PDP League, and that was the first time I'd ever really played in front of professional scouts. So yeah, that was the first time I ever got any sort of attention. And then that kind of led into the fall, and had some scouts come over to the house for some visits. And yeah, then obviously, the spring, I had a bunch of people come over to watch me. So yeah, it was crazy.
That development process, I'm sure, happened so quickly for you, but how much hard work went in behind the scenes? I mean, what were your workouts like? How much time were you putting into this dream? I mean,
it's been every day since, when I was like 10 or 11. Me and my older brother, we literally went to the field every single day. We hit with my dad, and yeah, it's been every single day nonstop, because it's always been my dream to play professional baseball. And yeah, now it's time to kind of finally get that dream going. So yeah.
What were your first thoughts when you got drafted? What was running through your mind?
It was just a shock at first. Like I didn't have much to say. I was just kind of in awe of the TV. But after like a little bit, like it all settled down a little bit, it was just such a satisfying feeling, being able to say, all that hard work, all that dedication, all the hours, on the field and in the weight room and all that. Just it all kind of led to that point, and yeah, it was just really, really, really satisfying.
I think it's so amazing, because you weren't even on Scouts' minds 2 years ago,
yeah.
And fast forward, now you're a second-round pick.
Yeah.
How much of a whirlwind was that for you and your family, of going from zero attention to, okay, scouts are coming over, I'm getting recruited, I have to pick between college or Major League Baseball?
I mean, yeah, it was insane. Like even like junior spring, like high school ball, I didn't really have any attention coming out of that season. I had a pretty good year, but yeah, no sort of professional scouts at all were showing any interest. And then yeah, the summer it just picked up out of nowhere, and yeah, it was definitely kind of crazy for the family, too, to kind of deal with that, because I was dead set on going to Arkansas, and I didn't really have any thoughts of doing anything else. But yeah, I mean, it just kept ramping up, in the fall into the winter, and then yeah, in the spring it really, really, really picked up, and the mock draft started coming out, and started seeing that, and yeah, it all became reality on Sunday. So
What went into that decision to decide to forego college and go the professional route?
the biggest thing, honestly, was the financial side. Just I had a number going in that I thought was, my value, and the Reds ended up meeting that. And yeah, so I made the decision mainly based off the money, because obviously, like, Arkansas is such an amazing program, and I would have developed so much there. So it was going to take a lot of money for me to pass up on that. And yeah, and fortunately, the Reds made a big enough investment. So it's really cool.
I think one of the events that also helped put you on the map, the Prep Baseball Super 60 up in Chicago.
Yeah.
What did you feel like you proved there? I know you were first in that 60-yard dash,
Yeah.
and also some impressive exit velo.
Yeah, the Super 60 was a massive thing for me. Like, the offseason was kind of geared towards that, because I knew there's gonna be so many scouts there. And yeah, the biggest thing for me, some scouts question marks, is the speed, average, or is it above average? And I kind of wanted to prove that at Super 60. So the weight, this offseason was huge. Like, sprint work, getting in the weight room, getting stronger, getting faster. And yeah, the 60 for me was the biggest event, and yeah, I did pretty well. And yeah, that for sure put me on the map, that event, for sure.
So what can Reds fans expect out of you if you were to tell them what kind of baseball player you are?
I mean, I think I kind of do it all. I kind of feel like that. I got a really good arm, and I feel like I can run around a little bit. And yeah, I feel pretty confident in all my tools, and there's not much I can't do on the field. And yeah, they're going to get a fiery player, passionate player, a guy that loves to compete. So yeah, I'm excited for them to kind of see what I can do.
Is shortstop the goal for you long term, or are you open to other positions as well?
I mean, I'm definitely open playing somewhere else, but right now I'm training and geared towards playing short. And until someone says, we're going to throw you in the outfield, or we're going to throw you at third base or something like that. But yeah, as of right now, I'm gearing towards playing short.
Who are some of those shortstops you looked up to growing up?
I've always loved Corey Seager. He's always been one of my favorites, and him and Francisco Lindor are probably my top two. Corey Seager is kind of similar to me, left-handed hitting shortstop, and yeah, I've just always loved his swing and his approach to the plate. And for Lindor, I just love how he plays the game. He's so smiley all the time. He just loves playing. And he's very passionate. So those two for me have always been my favorite.
You also like to win baseball games.
Yep.
Your senior year, you finally get that state championship with Millard West. What was that moment like? How does that rank in your baseball career?
Honestly, that and draft night, it's a toss-up. Which one I was more excited about? Winning state was so satisfying, and obviously beating Lincoln East felt really good, especially them beating us last year in the championship. So yeah, finally getting over that hump and winning a state championship for Millard West, and kind of keeping that tradition alive of title town there at Millard West. It's really cool, and it was really special. And I was just so proud of the team, so proud of our coaching staff, and yeah, I'll never forget that night either.
I think that kind of parallels the Cincinnati Reds too. Obviously, a team that's so rich in history of baseball, a very historic team. You go back to Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, and now there's a whole new era with Ellie De La Cruz and company. Where do you see yourself fitting into this organization?
I mean, yeah, obviously, like you said, a lot of history there. So many great players have come through the organization. So, I mean, I'm just honored to be able to have a chance to be a part of that, and be able to, climb up the ranks and, someday maybe be in the major leagues playing for the Cincinnati Reds. So, I mean, it's so awesome, what they're doing right now, all the guys they have coming up. And yeah, I'm just really thankful to be able to say I'm a part of it. So it's really cool.
Tyson, what are the next steps for you? What do the next couple months look like?
Yeah, next few days or so, I'll be flying out, to kind of get started, get everything underway. And then, yeah, I'll probably just be playing all summer. And then, yeah, we'll start my first professional off season. Then spring training, it will be right around the corner in February. So, yeah, it's going to be moving fast, but I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
For every little boy in Omaha, Nebraska, or just Nebraska in general,
Sure.
What would your message be to them for, following their dreams and trying to make their way to the MLB draft like you?
I mean, yeah, if you're growing up and you realize, you have a love for the game, you kind of realize that at a young age, I would just work so hard. Baseball is a really tough sport, and I think it's one thing that's really important is you have to be consistent. You have to work every single day, because there's so many guys and so many players, and you got to be able to stay on that grind, stay consistent, because you play so much. And yeah, I think it's just so important to work hard, and if you work hard, stay consistent, the results will come. So just stay consistent and trust the process.
So are you going to wear Nebraska on your sleeve still when you're in the majors hitting bombs?
100%. We'll be the corn-fed Husker boy. Yeah, 100%. We're going to be repping Nebraska for sure. I love it here, and yeah, it's always be home.
All right, last one for me. What would you tell your younger self of everything you know now, getting drafted and heading through this process? What would you tell your younger self?
I mean, I'd tell him to be really proud of me. I'd say we kind of did it. We're not there yet. We're still in the minor leagues, but yeah, we're a professional baseball player, and that's what his dream always was. And yeah, it's time to get going. And yeah, I mean, I think my younger self would be really proud of where I'm at right now. So yeah.
Well, Tyson, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations. We can't wait to see you in the big leagues one day.
Really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's been awesome.